I'm ceasing from the waking war. It's bad as shields of golden flame.
NRP! Wake up, wake up, wake up! This is your own boy, DJ. I'm back on the radio. Free Mama Liberia, nothing to propo. Free Mama Liberia, nothing to propo. Free Mama Liberia, nothing to propo. Free, 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 let my liberty. Sweet, 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 sweet Mama Liberia. Hey, no just say for the poor. Education is simple. The whole country grow. Cause all of them are rude. Only people taking grab. Yeah, taking grab. No just say for the poor. No peace, no unity. Many people suffering, many people crying, no food, no job, no justice for their poor. Mama Liberia, freely everybody, Free Mama Liberia. Nothing to propo. Free Mama Liberia. Nothing to propo. Free Mama Liberia. Nothing to propo. Free, 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 let my liberty. Free, 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 free Mama Liberia. There's a case for hope. We've been hoping for change. There's no change. No change. Our people cry. Our children are suffering. Our people are crying. Our people are suffering. Hey, no change. Save us every not taking pain. The wedding no start.
Hello, and welcome to the Pepperbird Magazine. Did you know that the Pepperbird Magazine has been in existence for over 25 years, and we're still going strong? I invite you to take an ad on our internet magazine, which is very, very useful during COVID days. So please, give us a call. We'll come and have a quick chat with you and video you and your business. Look at the number below.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today is the 16th day of April 2021. Every morning we wake up to new and depressing news in both of my countries, the United States of America and Liberia. My country in America is led by young white and old men who seem to have lost their minds, who seem to want to take us back into the 1960s, into enslavement, into white greed. White shame, white disgrace. Why you want to do that? Why your young children want to sit with the old racists like Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump, and all these old defunct men to pass laws and seek to bring us back into the 1960s to fight black people? What kind of thinking is that, man? I'm so disgusted. I don't even want to talk about what's happening in America no more, because that's senseless uselessness. How would the white people still want to enslave their own citizens again? Instead of uniting our country to be stronger, they're tearing it apart to remain like Russia, to have a country like North Korea threatening us with long-distance missiles. What is this craziness? To see our president sitting down with these evil men whistling in their ears and eating and dining with them like they're our allies. What's happening to our world? Then I look in Liberia again. Every day is a new death and a new protest. If it's not for lights, it's for water. If it's not for water, it's for women's rights. If it's not for women's rights, it's for men's rights. If it's not for right men, it's for cows' rights. If it's not for cows' rights, it's for goats' rights. We just protesting for every damn thing every damn day. Now today is a new protest near the police academy because they found a dead body there again. So how many of your relatives will die these kind of secret killings in this kind of secret killings and secret deaths? How many? Before you come to your senses and say this is enough. How many? But these are things that I talk about, and I'm getting tired now. Because everything is falling on deaf ears. You know, my people not listening. My people just running buck wild. They're not even thinking about the law. They're not thinking about repercussions. They're not thinking about ramifications. They're not thinking about the future and the impact of their actions today and how it will impact us just 5 years from now, just 10 years from now. Because as Costa told his people about Newton's law, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That's why we have the pendulum that swings back and forth. There's an action and there's an equal reaction. Action, and if you leave it, you see it slowing down by itself. You know those balls that you line up and you pull one of them and then knock the other one, and it goes from one side to another, tick, tack, until it slows down by itself. So that's a good example of inertia, of force acting upon the subject. So this is a scientific solution to a physical situation. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. When you act and somebody hears it, or people hear it that are against it, they will react against you. And this will bring chaos, destruction, instability into our country time and time again. So let me put on my topic today and let's dive into it because I want to address this Henry Costa and Mo Ali business. You see, my show is not a show of discussion. My show is a show where I hear all the discussions and I bring it forward to add some realism of law, of sensibility, of societal norms, of values, traits, and changeable practices in our society that we can impact by saying no, no more, no more. And these are some of the things we have to talk about today. So let me start my lesson. 1, analyzing C.O.P's leader, Henry Costa recklessness, inconsiderate statements in favor of Unity Party's chairman, Mo Ali. 2, arrest and charge Mo Ali now. 3, only Attorney Commander Chesson. Let's get into my lesson. Analyzing C.O.P's leader Henry Costa reckless, inconsiderate statements in favor of Unity Party's chairman, Mo Ali. Ladies and gentlemen of the world, the way Costa spoke yesterday, as a civilized man, when I heard that tape that I played on my show yesterday, it struck me so bad. I was appalled by Henry Costa's statements against Agustina, the woman that Mo Ali supposedly impregnated and was forced to have an abortion. My Liberian people, all of this story is an indication of how our country is lacking true Christians, true faithful believers in the teachings of Jesus Christ. As a bastard, this story comes to me completely. Come back to me. What if my father wanted my mother to have an abortion? What if that was his plan too? Look at all the children my father got. What if he had encouraged their mothers to have an abortion? Because my father had 4 children in wedlock and the rest of us through his promiscuous marital affairs, extramarital affairs. And I now want to hide that kind of thing. That's tradition. Under our traditional practices, it's allowed to enrich the family, not to enrich one man. Yes, the father is the head, but he has all these children so that all the women under his clan can benefit because they will all work the land, they will all care for the animals, they will all raise children, they will all have their own private lands to grow their own subsistence living food with their children. And you know, our chief got 100 wives. You think I'm making sleep with 100 wives? He can't sleep with 100 wives. But it's a matter of convenience for those women. They are the chief's wives. And everybody will give them that respect that they deserve as member of the royal family. They will be treated as crown princes and crown princesses of the kingdom. So the more children the king has, the better it is for his protection and the sustenance and maintenance of the family and the crown. So that all comes under the kingship, the royal family. That is not something for Western society. That you listened to your singer yesterday as he talked about people running through the countryside naked. That all I've seen all my life. You go in the countryside, the children running around naked. Even the Congo children that got on clothes, they running around in their panties and their drawers playing. Nobody got time for that Western thing. When they're growing older, then they become acclimated to things in the world. Porno, sex, and all the kind of thing. Then we have to protect them. Because everything coming from the West that is protected is not protected in Africa. All these movies coming in, all these behaviors coming in, all these sexual and deviant practices coming in. We are not protected for them in Africa. In the West, they are protected. The children are protected from those things. We have no protection for our children in our country. And these are the things that people that Henry Costa fail to realize. And that's why every time I tell you, when our young leaders talk and have no example to give us but American societal examples, it destroys our own system of democratic leadership, societal governance, and control of our people in the right way, the right manner. You see? But what I listened to yesterday from Costa was totally supporting Mo Ali with no consideration for this woman, calling her prostitute because she's working somewhere, because she's working on Fox, on one of the radio stations. That gave Mo Ali the right to just exploit her. That's exploitation. And Costa himself doesn't know it. So because he's an exploiter of Liberian women too. Look at how many times he talk about girls having abortion for him. And these people talk about abortion. They say, oh, we know it has moral implication, or the Catholic Church, the church, all of that. But, everybody's doing it. So what? Everybody doing it? Everybody not doing it. Everybody not doing it. Then you have the other fools coming up and talking about, oh, she can fornicate, she can sleep with a man and not against Christianity, but now she's pregnant to take her the baby. That big thing. Yes, that big thing. That big thing. That's big thing. There's a difference between the sins. And if you don't know these things, you people do not know Jesus Christ, nor the Bible. You people are sinners and pagans. We're going back to the 1800s, where you people just come up with all kind of damn stupid teaching and philosophies and answer to Christianity like you know something. And you dummies don't know nothing. And you're taking our nation where you're down the trenches and the shit tubes to hell. Listen to these men talking. These men know anything about Jesus Christ? Why you think they name they sin different? Why you think we call one fornication? They call one adultery. They call one abortion. Why you think they name it differently? Because they are different situations. And they are different sins. And you people don't come here and talk about religion and punishment, and you people have not the slightest idea of understanding written religion. You can understand it because you can read. If you can read, with comprehension, you will understand what the Bible is telling you of the different sins and how they are different. And one does not match with the other. Fornication is sex with all marriage. It's not marriage. It's based on what they call it, feelings. When the word comes to me, I will talk about it. Plus, promiscuity. That's not even the word. You know, people want to have sex. They are driven by sex and what they see on TV. So they become promiscuous. They want to try it. And secondly, that's corruption of our minors and our young children. Mo Ali is a government official. He started loving that girl when she was 18. She was still a child. And he had no intention to take care of her. He had no intention to guide her. The man didn't even know what school she was attending. These are the evils that our government officials perpetrate on our children that must stop and they must go to jail for. If you're a government official, you're married, you come and impregnate a young girl who you've been loving to for 2 years. Then Liberian man comes and say, oh, 2 years, she had been mature. No, hell no. She's still a child. He took her under his wings. Was he her first man? Was he her first love? You know all the things you got to take in consideration. But men in Liberia don't look at the women feeling. They look at their side of the story because they're doing the same BS. So they cover their men's side, so when it hits their side, their men can cover their side too. You see, our tribal people, this is a native thing, where the native men protect each other against the native women. And the native women, they love it. Because look at all the women following Costa. Look at most of them who come out here and fight for Costa and do all this kind of thing. Those are the people following Costa. You don't see the women and men following you, seeing they come out here to fight and all the kind of thing. No, I'll follow you, seeing that. And I told Yacinda, she should be the face of leadership for Liberia. Because she has a dream. Even though it's basically for Nimba County, but that demonstrates that this girl comes from royalty. And she knows what it means to protect her father's people. Protect her village. And when you hear her talking about how her house was in the compound, you don't just come in her house like that. Those were respectable indigenous Liberian people who understood what it means to have children, to care for your compound, to care for your people. And Yacinda is carrying that legacy out. And that's why I like her. Because I see myself in her, fighting for my pa and my family and my people. She's doing the same thing for her Nima people, for her father people who he was the chief for. Because that shows you are left with responsibility for your people. You are left to care for them. And in your struggle for them, you have to understand the root of the problem. And she knows the problem not only with Congo people, it was her own indigenous people. That the problem is a problem of Liberian problem. That's a Liberian problem. Because all of us behave the same damn way. The Congo people, they just put a different clothes, but they behave the same way. The indigenous people, they can't speak English most of the time, but they have the Congo way of education and learning in them. They act the same way. All of us act the same way. And this got to stop. It stops when we come to our consciousness that leadership is not based on for peace sake. Excuse me. Leadership. Leadership is not based on for peace sake. It's not based on pacification of our people. It's not based on deception. Of their understanding of our laws. We switch it when it suits us. We switch it when it suits us. And we have the education to explain to our indigenous people in common terms why we change it. And that what hurts us. It hurts us. It hurts our future. It hurts our children's future. Because what our children do, they will see it. What our children see us do and how they see us act, they will behave the same way. If they see us not reading our laws and following it to the letter, they themselves will become dummies. They will not want to read. They will just come and start talking. Oh, the law said this and that, and the law does not say that. Then when our people go to court, they find out that there's a different law from what these other people being perpetrated in the community. So every Liberian is not it's not a lawyer. And our leaders who leading us got to be very considerate of everything that comes out of their mouths. You got to be considerate. Our cause indigenous people, yeah. Yes. For their foolishness. For their for peace sake attitude. For their continual forgiveness of crimes when they should be punished. And you're telling them to forgive Benana Yure, or telling them Benana Yure is honorable, or to forgive all these criminals in Liberia. Nobody hear me ever talk about forgiving criminals because they need to be flogged and jailed if we got to stop the thing that hurts us the most in Africa and Liberia, corruption. Everybody can't just come to our government with the hope of getting enriched. Everybody cannot come to our leadership with the hopes of hustling. No, that's not what government is for. If we can point to America all the time as example of good leadership, despite all its faults, we still look at the good part of America. Then we better bring the good part of America back to Liberia. And not the slum part. Not the inconsiderate aspect. Not the aspect of America that we just take from the street and think it can fit into Liberia. No. Our leaders must be conscious thinkers. Our leaders must understand they are leaders of a bunch of blind people. A bunch of people who are craving to learn and understand. Sometimes we ask the same question over and over. That's when I get mad. Why? Why I get mad with my Liberian people? Our indigenous people like to be spoon-fed. They like to play lazy games. When you tell them, take this initiative and do that, they will not get up and do it. They will ask you, how do I do it? Then you tell them, go out and find out how to do it. Or you tell them, go look for so-and-so they can help you. In Liberia, they can say, give me address. Give me telephone number. I ain't going to do it. Get off your butt and go find it, people. Liberia is a small country. Liberia is not a jungle that you got to go kick down bushes and bend leaves and chop here and chop there before you find places in Monrovia. And if it's that way, you better chop your way around and find it. Because I will not spoon feed you. I got around Liberia and I know you can find anything in Monrovia you want to find. You can find anywhere. Liberian people are nosy, they know everything. And if you can sit down on there and be asking me, who is this? Who is that? Give me address, give me phone number. I'll finish with you. Especially if I tell you this person's a minister, go see them. Then you asking me which ministry and which street. Well, I finish with you. If you know, if I tell you somebody a minister, go see them. You can get that minister name from anywhere. Anywhere. And if the minister don't know you, why you want to call him? You want to go there yourself and present your humble self to that minister and sit and talk with him. But our Liberian children, they don't take no initiatives. They want to make money. They don't help themselves. They want you to spoon feed them, then give them the money again. I can't do that. You got to grow your senses. You got to grow your weights. You got to grow your wisdom to know that I'm not spoon feeding you. I'm not spoon feeding you. So one of my biggest objectives is to supply my people what you need. Supply you the accesses you need. We'll do away with this cell phone business. We're going to put landline in our country. Everybody will be able to use both landline and cell phone. And landline will be cheaper than cell phone. So these are the development we got to bring back in our country. Our country not going to operate on the internet and in cyberspace. No. Our government agencies will have telephone. You call in government agency, you call on the landline. No cell phone. You call on cell phone. Any government agency or government official conducts business on their private phone, they will be fired and disciplined. We're not going to do that. We got to have consistency in government. We got to have consistency in leadership. We got to have consistency in societal development that coincide with the function of governmental leadership. So we're bringing real leadership back to Liberia. And when you have leaders that haven't Costa them, saying those kind of reckless things, those reckless statements, calling women prostitutes, calling them, nobody can hear me call my women prostitutes. I don't bother my poor women. I don't bother my educated women who come here with their Western philosophies and can't do nothing for my poor indigenous women. I don't cost my poor indigenous women. I raise hell with my educated women who have lost their minds like Ellie Johnson Sirleaf. And just think they can come here without a Lapa revolution, and sit down and just dress all day and come on TV all day. I'm not my Liberian women. I want my Liberian women who went up country to stop the poor women. I want my Liberian women who will stand up for what they say and be strong enough to show the Liberian men they can do it. I told my Liberian women when I come to Liberia, I will be your biggest supporter. My law firm will be pro bono for helping Liberian women with your marital issues, with your problems. It will be based on who can pay. If you can pay me something. I will not do pro bono work for you. Pay me something. But if you can't pay me, and all people suppressing you under all these native laws, come to Attorney Commander Chesson. Let's go sit with your native village and go handle your problem. I'm not too much of a court, man. Everything can happen in the court of law. Our country don't run so much by the court of law. Our country runs on family relations and ties. The law is there, but our country is embedded in nepotism. And until we deal with the nepotistic aspect and bring our people out of that useless thinking into the modern thinking of diversity, of intermingling, intermixing of our people, and selecting the best of them to be our leaders who understand societal norms. Liberia got our own societal norms. We got our own public policy that has been laid down in 200 years. Why, you think we're a new country that's just forming? No, we are not. And that was when the women themselves can come and stand up against Henry Costa and say, no, we'll not tolerate that. We'll not tolerate that. And we cannot just pass over that because that's an egregious behavior that penetrates to the very soul of our society. Our leaders cannot be exploiting our women, luring them to take life that they do not have the control over for money. No, we got morality in our country. When I look at my father's 20 children, it reminds me that my father loved life. And despite his useless ways of Liberian men, he took responsibility. He took responsibility of whatever he did. Never heard my pa talk about abortion or throwing baby away. No. When it got to the point, my pa used to call me, Rodney, that woman said she got this baby for me, go check it. If that's your brother, come and tell me. I had to do that. I had to go identify my brothers and sisters. And what I came back to my father was it. That's how our family worked. He did it to my big brother, Jeff. Jeff used to come care for all of us when we were small. Bring our food, bring our everything. When daddy not around, he's in charge. If he's not around, the next man in charge. Everything went by age and experience. Because all of us went to school. All of us spoke good English. All of us had the opportunity to learn. I didn't have to go to England to learn with my brothers. When they came back, I had to relate to what they were talking and their ways in Britain and England or wherever they went. I had to relate to them. Some of it were foreign to me. I didn't care about it. They were my brothers. They got their foreign ways, they're the foreign ways. That don't mean I'm a Liberian man, I gotta follow that ways. See, the thing in my mind didn't understand. She didn't understand it. My pa is Attorney General of an African nation. You would bring a man from a neighboring country into Liberia, the hero of Africa, and tell me to change my name to that man. You insulted me. You insulted my heritage. You insulted my people from time immemorial. We founded and brought democracy to West Africa. We are the freedom fighters of American society. Why you want to bring a man who fought for the British over the Americans, over my people, and tell me to change my name to him? That's why my mom doesn't know our history. My mom doesn't know our society. And she got to get behind me. Because I know who I am. I know what my society is. Sierra Leoneans are my people. But they fought against me in the Revolutionary War. They fought against me in the Revolutionary War. And although I love them, we are the people that brought democracy to America. Sierra Leone people are subjects of the Queen. Then you telling me to change my name to a subject of the Queen? Take my destiny away from me? Did my mom love me? But I knew what I had to do. I knew my future didn't lie in Sierra Leone. If my future is in Sierra Leone, it's there to control it as a leader, to bring Sierra Leoneans and Liberia together, not to sit down in Sierra Leone and try to act like a Sierra Leonean. No, I come from a great destiny, and my mom don't know her destiny. If she knew her destiny, would be at a different place in this life. But I know my destiny, and nobody bringing me down from who I am because of birthright, marital right, land, property. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I can come to Liberia and people just give me land if I want it. I ain't got to fight for nothing. I told you, I'm a good player. I got people who will just give me land because I say I want it. And if I tell them I'll pay you later, they will say, okay, Chesson, take it. That's how much I'm trusted in my country. That's how much I'm trusted among my people. But I ain't got to come show it to you in America. Why come to show you for? I hit Liberia and go to anybody. I say, I want your property, I will pay you later. They will say, Chesson, take it. Because they know they will get paid. When I tell you I will do something, I will do it. If I can't do it, I'll tell you I can't do it. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. That's why I keep telling you, when we think as men for our country, we think as leaders for our country, we have to be mindful what comes out of our mouths. We got to be mindful of what we say to our people. And that thing that came out of Henry Costa's mouth was out of pure arrogance. I don't know whether he had drank some liquor and was feeling fine that night and just felt like talking. But that's what liquor can do to you too. Make you feel arrogant. Like you're the man. What you say is always right. And it's not. And that was a very disgusting statement that Henry Costa made in favor of Mo Ali. Let me go to number 2. Mo Ali need to go to jail. He need to be arrested and put in jail. Why? Because we have been fighting against the exploitation of our children by our own people, by our own government leaders who use our girls and boys for sex and have no intentions of helping them, no intentions for changing their lives and making their lives better. And they have no feelings for these people. Because if you know you're going to go with a woman, if you know you're going to go with a woman, that woman going to fall in love with you. Especially if you're a big guy, got a nice car, a nice home. You're giving her the idea that she can have that opportunity too. She can want to live with you. She can want to be with you. She can want to replace your women. And what is one of the best ways of doing it? Have a child for you. Some girls may not know it. Because you love to an 18 years old girl. How much sexual experience that man got compared to a married man like Mo Ali? Mo Ali got experience. So he's been telling this guy, I will give you money. And the fact that he doesn't even know what school she attended, what grade she in. And he's been loving to her for 18 years old. Don't you think she deserves something from this relationship? Don't you think that a girl that hopes that Mo Ali will do something good for her? Has he been promising her anything? Has he shown no intention to do nothing? Then I was talking about the people talking about fornication and abortion. Those are different things. Abortion involves taking life. Marriage involves being with one woman and not running around and being committed. But that's not the norm today. Everybody feel you can get married and just do anything outside your marriage. And don't think that there are no repercussions for that. There are repercussions. If you marry under the Christian law, you got repercussions. And everything you do, you must know you got to pay for it. You got to pay for it. And sometimes man say, I wonder about my grandfather, why would his own people kill him? Did he stop practicing his Christianity and went to taking juju and exposing himself to the arts and the crafts? Because the only way they can kill you if you expose yourself to that. But if you in your Christian faith and you secure, you have no problem with that. But when you know God and condemn him and go to the craft, it's a sin that God may destroy you forever way. And that's why I keep wondering why they killed my father like that. But I will never find the answer because I ain't going to search for it. I can see the actions of my people and know who did what in my society. By their fruits, you shall know them. By the way they behave, you will know them. You know? And when you see people just, all they care about is property and who owns what. Because that all the people in care about property, who owns what, and they will go to any length to get rid of people for property. They will go to any length. How can those people help me? And these are the same people that Costa grew up with. You'll see what Ben and I did to our country. Rip our country off. And he still won't be president of Liberia. Putting his daughters at risk in this useless country. But he put himself inside so they got to continue inside to protect themselves. If they shut an eye, it will be harmful to them. But these are the things I'm talking about. You know, Ben and I take over, he pushed all his family away. He said, I don't care about him not hiding his family in the government. But when you start pushing your family away privately and telling them all kind of things because you think you got money and you're man, you're the rooster in the family, you will crow alone in darkness. You will crow alone because your family is your support. Your family is your crutch. You see? But in my case, when my family eyes close, I got to step away. You know, if they open their eyes to everything, when I'm talking, they close their eyes and, oh, Chesson talk again. Oh, Bob talk again. Oh, Ben from my children talk again. We hit that man. Let's get rid of the children. If you do that, then I got to step aside because y'all can't kill me. I'm ready for y'all. You'll try it. You'll try it. You'll try it. That's all I got to say. Because I don't play foolishness. I don't play deceitfulness. The ways of our Liberian men got to be checked. And we got to start with more Ali. Going now, you see, we got firsthand evidence. And all the Liberian men trying to cover it, some of them. I will not say all because I'll be talking like 2 years over and apologizing to somebody for all Liberian men. How you can do that? You can't do that. You're a little boy. I myself can't do that. I can't do that. Why would I want to apologize for Henry Costa's behavior? Who is he to me? How Henry Costa made $10,000 for a case. He gave me any some of that money. He didn't give me none. That's for he and his C.O.P. people. So when his problems come with his rudeness and his arrogance, his people got to deal with him too, because all of them one pea in a pod. And you got a man like Mo Ali being supported by these useless people from C.O.P. and Henry Costa, and the man violating our law, open exploitation of our women for sex, then attempted abortion. That man need to go to jail. Because everything was set up for the abortion. He had a woman, he had a place, he had one calling her, enticing her over and over to come do an abortion. He need to go to jail. He need to go to jail. That's corrupting our minors. He took the girl from 18 years old. She was still a damn minor. I care what you useless native men say. You criminals. She was a damn minor. And he took her as a government official, leading a party to become a great institution in the Republic of Liberia. Then he go and taking a minor for his girl, sleeping with her, then impregnating the little girl. Then you want to kill the baby. Then the useless men cut on fornication. Yeah, fornication. Plenty of people fornicate. That's a new wave. But everybody not killing their children. That's total sin. And that is abortion, an abomination to Jesus Christ. It's worse than sleeping with somebody before marriage. All the useless men and useless women around here, everybody doing that dirty thing. Who won't talk about marriage? You know? But you got to be responsible in your acts with younger children. If you are married, met that girl when she was 20 or 21, yes, it's okay. But you took the girl for 18. Who know whether she was a virgin or not? Who know what kind of sex she was having or not? Maybe she was just fooling around. Never had no real sex. Then you tell the girl, go to your boyfriend, let him do the abortion. What kind of boyfriend? You own it, brother. You own it, and you need to go to jail for it now. Because you tried to kill it, take a life. There is enough evidence to demonstrate that you went to every extent to commit an abortion. And you should go to jail. But our country ain't got no laws. Our country ain't got no real men. Our country they got so useless vagabonds claiming the men, so the young children. The same behavior as George Weah, the same behavior as Mo Ali, the same behavior of these useless men in our society. That's why our women are enslaved. And our educated women who should be standing up to help these women, they have missed their mission. They don't know their mission. These are the things that we'll be talking about and stopping and fighting people that Costa and all the people about and making sure that Mo Ali be punished. But instead of that, we're going through the same 6 and 7 again for peace sake. Won't let him go. That my party saying that Henry Costa never did it. He didn't mean it. Oh, he apologized. Then the same Gia Lofa who brought this into he's standing there for begging people to forgive Costa too. Our men have no balls. You see why our criminals can't get punished? Because as soon as you go to punish them, all the useless people come up with their forgive, for peace sake, for love, for forgiveness, for Jesus, for... That's why I can't lead Liberian people. They have no conviction in what they want to do. They have no conviction in themselves, nor Jesus Christ. So I'm a faithful person. Why would I come leave a group of faithless people? Look at the picture behind me. This is Birmingham County. The storm just came there last night and blew all the roof and everything of the house. Look at the house. Is this living? Is this house suitable for people to live in? That was not suitable. That was not suitable. But our government don't care about anything. They don't care about the safety of our women and children. Look at the telling that girl go get abortion. And Henry Costa telling us how many abortions his women have had. How he sent them abroad to Ghana because no doctors in Liberia. Forgetting that that is a sin. That is taking a life every time you do that. You think God don't account for the life he gave you? You think God does not account for the abortion you take and the blood you spill? You think it's just in vain? No, it's not in vain. Every one of those children are growing in the spirit world, and you have to account for them. Every one of them. Because those are lives that God gave you. And you see the treasure in them. You say, oh, I can have another one. Never, 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 never. And a woman does that to me, I don't want to see you again. You're out of my book, you're out of my life. I want to see you again. Who gave you authority to take life? You can't give life. Who gave you authority? People you're looking for children, dying for children. They can't get children. God gave you 4, 5, 6. You take all of them out and throw in the toilet and tell God, go to hell. This is bad. Now let me get my final topic. Only Attorney Commander Chesson. Look at Facebook. I'm the only one talking against these people. I don't want no forgiveness from Costa. I want him to be punished. We can't be forgiving the people who's come to lead us. The same people who come to lead us and deceive us. Look at my Cindy. She was talking about all the things Costa had done when he was serving WIA, when he was serving LA. You see, when you're a male prostitute in your profession and you float around from party to party, from people to people, you have no loyalty. That's why I keep listening to Costa now. I've been wondering for long who this man will really support. He's a prostitute. He's a news political prostitute. He does things because of money. Look at what he just did with CPP and the other party with what her name? Cassell. You in Liberia in a small place. You got your political party. This other man declare a political party. Then you go work for that same man and you expect no confusion. That's the immaturity. I like Costa myself. I always watch his show. But he's immature. Because some of the things he do, I look at it, I just comment on it sometimes, I just pass it by. But he's immature. All the people in Liberia immature. Whoever came up, look at the old man Walker and all. Whoever came out and condemned Henry Costa, only Rodney Chesson. I didn't hesitate with that man. I didn't hesitate with Costa. As soon as he opened his mouth, I told him he was rude and arrogant and immature. You cannot sit on your show and disgrace our women that I call them prostitutes. And knowing this man went with this girl when she was 18 years old, that girl was still a baby. She was still driven by infatuation and who she saw on TV and whether he was fine or not, and wanted to test her love to see if she could get this man for herself. Those are things that girls do. So if you're a mature man, you like a little girl, you can understand. You can't tell her to have abortion if she loves you. Why won't she go and scar herself with sin? Because you want to protect your marital relationship with your wife. And her life doesn't even matter to you. The man doesn't even know the school the woman going to. Nothing. He doesn't care about the girl. He needs to go to jail. And that is why Attorney Commander is the only man in Liberia to raise my people's consciousness, to raise my people's lives, to raise my people's tendencies to modernization. The time of the Liberian people is now. My 1 hour is up. Have a good day. Follow Attorney Commander J.R. Galpohkpa Chesson. The time is now.
This is your own boy, DJ Whoa. I'm back with reality. Don't we are suffering off. You need to step down. Come on, we are step down. Suffering too much. You need to step down. Step down. The country getting high. You need to step down. Go back to bed, step down. Nowhere to go. You need to step down. Come on, we are step down. No money in the bank. You need to step down. Don't forget to step down. For taking people. You need to step down. Go back to bed, step down. To get full of war.
Hello, and welcome to the Pepperbird Magazine. Did you know that the Pepperbird Magazine has been in existence for over 25 years, and we're still going strong? I invite you to take an ad on our internet magazine, which is very, very useful during COVID days. So please, give us a call. We'll come and have a quick chat with you and video you and your business. Look at the number below.